Hello again, everyone. In this video, I just wanted to give my thoughts on some of the lesser expensive fountain pens that you can find on eBay and Amazon. I think all of these actually though are from Amazon. Most of them are up front here are the Hongdians, and there's the Asvin. It's my impression that Asvin sells all of these because these are found in the Asvin store. And this is a Dryden Designs pen. This was the second fountain pen that I ever picked up. My very first fountain pen was the Cross ATX. So I like that Cross, and so I just wanted to get a feel for how these more inexpensive pens felt, and so I just bought a bunch of them. This is the Lunar that I talked about in my previous video with the Visconti. And these two are the Scriveners. Not sure how to say the name. They do have a YouTube channel, but the videos are all silent, so it doesn't really say how to say the name. So I hope I'm saying it right. Scrivener, whatever. So most of these Hongdians up here are from their forest collection. So we had the black matte forest, and the dark green forest, and so on and so on. This one is a 1843 Navigator Hongdian. This is a Hongdian 6013. This is a Hongdian 660. It's supposed to be made out of wood. I'm not sure. I'll take their word for it. And this is the Asvin V169, the vac filler, very heavy. The Dryden Designs pen is just Dryden Designs. So that's that one. This is the red Lunar, B-E-I-L-U-N-E-R, Lunar, the silver one, which I've already shown. And here are the two Scriveners. You see that S spelling there. And here's a black one. So the unfortunate thing about most of the Hongdians is they only come in extra fine, or a Fude point. I wish they had a medium. That would be really good, but they don't. So I'm gonna, well, I can show you the boxes that they came in. I showed the Lunar box in my other video, but that's the Lunar box, and it comes with a cartridge converter, and it also comes with 6 black cartridges. This Scrivener box, that's the outside box. It's just a basic box. You get a free warranty extension. It also has a converter, and it also came with some ink. The basic Hongdians. I think these 3 as well came in. I'm not sure about these 3, but for sure these all come in this little box here. Asvin came in this box, and it had some instructions on how to fill the pen, and that was about it for the Asvin box. Okay, so, and the Dryden came in a basic box that actually I just threw it away, but it had this in, and they also came with a ton of ink, a whole big box full of ink. Probably like, I don't want to say, about at least 12, a dozen inks, maybe more. So I just want to compare how these write. And after this video, I'm actually going to record a video right after this one. And I'm going to talk about some of my frustrations with the Monteverdis. So I'm going to give you a feel how these write. And then I'm going to record that video separately. The Monteverdis are, most of them are kind of inexpensive, but there are a couple that are a bit more expensive. And I must say that some of these write better than others. So I'll move this to the side. And I'm just going to write on some plain old copy paper for now. So this, the black one is extra fine. So this is a Hongdian. We'll skip in there. Matte Black Forest. And these do not come with any ink, so they just come with the ink converter included. So all of these Hongdians, except for the pink one, is inked with the Monteverdi. The ink is from the Monteverdi Gems collection. And I'm not going to write like I did with my last video, everything with the duplicated. I'll just write some stuff with my left hand. And this is the extra fine nib. So that's extra fine. The dark green forest. This dark green forest is a fine nib. So Hongdian. They kind of write pretty much the same. Dark green forest. It's defined. And the ink is Monteverdi Gems collection. So I'm not going to write with all of them. I'm just going to, since they go from just fine to extra fine, the only different one I have here is this one, which is their silver birch aluminum, which has the foodie nib, which is not my favorite nib. It may be good for art, but not for writing. But art was the reason why I started looking into these fountain pens. It's a silver birch forest. And the ink, again, it's Monteverdi Gems. Yeah, it's not my favorite pen to write with. I'm not a big fan of that nib. So the rest of them are all fines or extra fines. The next model is the 1843 Navigator, which has an extra fine nib. This one was $18.95. Pretty much the same as the others, just in a different style. And this is as well, I believe, inked up with something from the Gems collection. Yes. Hongdian doesn't ship any ink cartridges with their pens. They just send the converter and allow you to ink it up. And this is, the nib is extra fine. Ink. And as far, it doesn't post very well. Just fell off. The others do. Maybe I just didn't put it down hard enough, but it's a little top heavy. It does write pretty well in reverse. Pretty nice pen. It's a screw-on. The others are pop top. This next one is the 613. It's all black. This has a kind of a rubbery feel. You see, there's a Hongdian there. Little engraving there. Feels very nice. It's also that's a screw top. It's leaking a little bit. This is the, what did I say, the 613. This is a fine nib. $60.13. Nib is fine. And the ink, let me see. I think this also came with a converter, yes. So the ink in this is also I like the Monteverdi Gems ink. This is the 660, the Hongdian 660, and this is made of some kind of dark wood. It's a screw-on. It doesn't really feel like wood, kind of maybe a composite, but I have no reason to doubt them. I'll take their word for it. It's a little bit of an engraving there. I'm not sure what that says. What? Dark nib. So this is the Hongdian 660, made of wood. And the nib is an extra fine. And left hand ink. And the last one here is the Asvin, the V169, the back filler. And this is inked up with a different ink, Ostrich, I think. It was very inexpensive, so I just thought I'd give it a try. A lot of nice colors in there. This is one of their blues. So there are a lot of reviews on this pen, so I don't really need to go into any detail. This one has a medium nib. It writes very smoothly. I don't know if that's the brand. That's all I remember seeing on the box is Ostrich and a bunch of Chinese characters. But that's the Asvin. This is a very heavy pen. Again, I forgot my scale upstairs, but this is a very light pen. A little heft to this one, but none as heavy as this one. I mean, it's still okay for me to write with it, but expect some heft if you get that one. And these are, you know, feel great. So the Dryden, like I said, I got this after the cross, and it's been a bit of a struggle with this pen. So the Dryden is, what is the nib on this? So I'm looking at my notes. The Dryden is a medium nib. See, it's very wonky. But once it goes, it feels good. There's no model. The nib, what did I say, medium. And the ink is the included cartridge. Yeah, once it gets going, it's okay. But like that, yeah, it skips quite a bit. And this one was $18. Pretty pen, but maybe once I learn more about pens, maybe I can learn how to improve the nib. But yeah, so I haven't bought any more Drydens. They have a lot of other nice colors, but I haven't really been impressed with the writing enough to buy another. So I'm gonna go back to the Scriveners. I got these Scriveners before I actually got the Bi-Lunars. So this first Scrivener is, let's see, this is a medium point, and this is in the crimson red color. That's the top. That's the nib. I'll write this with my left hand. Let's see. Scrub it. Scrub it. I don't think they have a, I think it's just like the luxury pen or something like that. The nib is medium. And the ink is I believe it's the included cartridge. Typically, if there's a cartridge included, I just go ahead and try that first. But this one writes flawlessly. Guess I forgot how to spell cartridge. So that's the medium point. The black one here is a fine point. It's black and gold. Scrivener. It's nice there. Not too stiff. Again, this one probably will have the included cartridge as well. So, Scrivener. I know I've said it probably like about 10 different ways already. Fine. Ink. See? And compared to the, I'm getting lotion on this paper. Let's see, go up here. This is much smoother than the Dryden. I say dry. Then. No, I still like the Dryden. It'll be okay for the price, but this is doesn't write in reverse, but otherwise it's very smooth. So those are the Scriveners. And next up we have the Bi-Lunar. No engravings or anything. Very stiff clip. There's the nib. And this one, I think hopefully I said Bi-Lunar, not Scrivener. The Lunar, this red one, they both have medium. I ordered this one, was supposed to be fine, but it looks like they're both medium. I'm not sure. So this is the Lunar nib, medium, question mark, and the ink. It's the included cartridge. Skipping a little bit today. I think I'm going to blame that on the lotion on my hands. I ordered this in a fine nib, and it just really feels like they're both mediums. I did order this in medium. So this with nib. Ink. No skipping. Reverse. Writes pretty well in reverse. Yeah, the more I put my hand down, the more I'm getting lotion. I probably need to do something like this to keep lotion off. But those are the inexpensive Amazon alternatives. Again, the horde of Hong Dion and Asvin's here, all in different colors. The Dryden that, I mean, I'm not disappointed that I got it, but I probably wouldn't buy it again. These are very impressive. These were in the 40s, like $45. So these are up there a little bit. And I misspoke yesterday when I said the Lunars are $13.99. They're actually more along $22.99. But no quarrels with any of these other than the nib choices on these. But that's the video for today. I've rambled on long enough about the Amazon pens. Up next, I'm going to have a video on my thoughts of my Monte Verdes. Thanks for watching.